a bad investment is still better than a smart spend. So wealthy people don't spend money, they invest money. This is one of my principles of success. Dude, if you want to move, give up something.
If you're not training, that says something about your obsession or lack of obsession with winning.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 for my top 10, top 10, top 10, 9. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy.
Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Use money as a tool.
You're around people that say, hey, money won't make you happy. I'm with you. It ain't gonna make you happy, but it'll buy a nice villa that you can bring your kids and some support and some staff. Where you guys going? Okay, have fun. It'll give money matters, okay? The last thing I'm gonna tell you is that money matters, and you gotta get your money right, okay? Don't waste it, don't lose it, use it. Money, don't waste it, don't lose it, use it. Use it to make yourself better. If you have a business, use it to make yourself better and the business better. Use it to make yourself better, the business better, hire employees. Use it to make yourself better, the business better, to hire employees, make them better. Use it to make yourself better, the business better, the employees better, and then add more employees. And then use it to market your company, market yourself, to reach new connections. Use money to go out and meet the people that dream bigger than you do and that have done all these things I'm telling you, which is they're not wasting the weekends and they're paying the price. And I promise you'll end up with a life that'll be beyond anything you can dream or imagine.
Rule number 2, mix up your strategies.
It can't just be one strategy. You're no longer just a phone person or an in-person person or an internet person. If you're heavily dependent upon the internet, do not abandon your other mixed choices. This is like mixed martial arts. We call it mixed martial selling. That's right, mixed martial selling. I am the mixed martial arts of sales because I use the phone, I use the internet, I use social, different than the internet. And number 4, I use a personal visit. I will walk in, knock on your door. And number 5, I use referrals. So what are your different mixed martial arts, if you will, your mixed arts of sales today? The internet's one, the phone's one, retail, traditional retail visits, 4, social media, and number 5, referrals, influencers, getting other people to endorse you.
Rule number 3, don't spend, invest.
Rich people do not value money the way poor people do. They invest money, they don't spend it. You know, the best spending is still worse than the worst investment. Like you could make a bad investment that would still be better than a smart spend. When you spend money, you don't get an investment back. And when you invest money, at least you got a possibility. I mean, at the very least, you get a tax write-off. So if I spend money on a belt, I can't write it off. I can only wear it. And if I invest money in a Grant Cardone belt and wear it on stage and it flops as a product and nobody ever buys it, it's at least a write-off. It was at least a promotion. So a bad investment is still better than a smart spend. So wealthy people don't spend money, they invest money.
Rule number 4, don't give up on your dreams.
I was married to my business. I was not going to do this until I had money.
Was that a good decision?
1,000%.
Or like if you had a relationship, you could accelerate it.
No.
Explain that.
Because I was the dream, and I believe this. I told my wife when I got with her, I said, look, I'll do anything for you except one thing. I will not give up on my dream. If I got to surrender my dream, I'd rather be alone. Because if I abandon my dream, I'll abandon you. I truly believe that. I see so many people, man, they give up their dream for the wife. They give up their dream for the husband. They give up their, and then the wife and the husband get together and they have kids and then they give up their dream again because of the kids. And I said, the day we have kids, we cannot blame the kids for not going after our potential and our dreams. If we ever have kids when we were getting together. And she wasn't ready to have kids. She wasn't even ready for me. And so I knew she was the right person for me. And I'm like, look, I'll give you anything. Monogamy, I'll never cheat on you. I'll never jack around on you. I'll take care of you. I'll provide you with a life that you can only dream of. This was 12 years ago. I mean, this is way before Grant really hit full Grant, and which she's really added to and made it easier. But I said, look, if I got to be less than who I'm meant to be with you,
That's powerful.
can't give you that.
That's strong.
So I said, I got books in me. This was before I'd ever written a book. I said, I got books in me. I'm going to do the biggest events in the world. I'm going to do a TV show. Okay. I will be known by millions, if not billions of people. And I will leave a legacy. And that has been with me before I ever met you.
Amazing.
And I'm not giving that up, because if I give that up, I'll give you up.
Hey, man.
Everett, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
You got a book coming out, don't you?
You just came out.
Where can people get it?
Get it on Amazon. Easiest spot. Built to serve. Right there.
Let's go, man. If you guys don't know Evan, follow Evan Carmichael. He's got a new book out, Build to Serve. Go grab it today at Amazon. Just a good dude right here.
Rule number 5, follow up.
One of the things I built my entire career over. One thing that probably has me responsible for more deals, more closes, more companies, more business than any other single thing I've done in my career. Write the deal up, okay? When I'm buying real estate, I've bought and sold $750 million worth of real estate, every one of them. Every property I bought was a sales game. It was all a sales game. First, I had to get my finances right. Second thing I had to do was make a call, follow the guy up. He's trying to sell a property. I got to find out, why would you sell it to me? How can I get in his circle of influence? Okay, how can I get their attention? How can I then follow them up to keep their attention? Every real estate deal I've ever bought required me to follow up just to buy the deal, which is a sales job. 3, I had to use my mixed pass to get the deal. 4, I had to write a deal up. I can talk till I'm blue in the face. There's a guy, I wanted to buy his property. He wouldn't respond to my phone call. So what I did was send him an LOI, a letter of intent to purchase his property. Number 4, if you don't get to the write-up, nothing matters. You guys in retail, you guys and gals in retail, if you're not writing the customer up, you're showing the product, presenting the product, walking around the product, and you never write them up, you will never close the deal. Every deal you have ever closed in your entire lifetime, guarantee you wrote it up. You didn't talk about it to close it. You had them on a contract, on a proposal. Somebody had to sign something to buy it. You wrote them up.
Rule number 6, create wealth.
I mean, different people have different ways they invest, but they tend to be more focused on the long-term appreciation of an asset rather than give me money this second. And I think they're not stuck in this get-rich-quick thing.
It's a delayed gratification.
Yeah, they're more like, yeah, I'd rather have wealth tomorrow than rich today. And they do have a distinction between the rich and the wealthy. The super wealthy are looking to create wealth beyond their own means and needs. Like, they're not thinking about their kids, their boat, their plane. I know people think that, but that's not actually true. They're actually thinking about, how do I create wealth for a lot of people? Amazon's got 1 million employees.
Yeah.
Now, most of them only earn minimum wage, but there's some people at the upper level of Amazon that are making fortunes.
Rule number 7, give something up.
When COVID happened and the country shut down, I flew in. I told my guys, I'm like, hey guys, I want to get rid of an entire department, 43 people. And they're like, you're overreacting. I said, good, sleep on it. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay. So that next morning I called them at 8 o'clock. I'm like, are you guys ready to kill the department? No, we're not. I said, well, good, kill the department. It's not your call, it's my call.
Wow.
I don't need your support on it. Eliminate the department. There was 2 reasons I did that. Number 1, I needed our attention. By the way, it is the dream department of this company. I've tried to put this department together for 7 years and failed. And I'm still gonna do it. It's a big dream of mine. So I had to give up a dream of mine. Now, this is one of my principles of success. Dude, if you want to move, give up something. Give something up. Surrender something you love. Like 43 people did lose their job. Okay, it's terrible. 40 million would lose their job in the next 4 months. My 43 were the first. I was probably the first person to let people go in America.
Rule number 8, keep learning.
Training. If you're not going to train, then put a sign on your desk, I quit learning a long time ago, and see how many people want to buy from you. Tell your family, go home and tell your wife and your kids, I quit learning, I quit reading, I quit studying, I quit training, I can't get any better. Put on there, done, I'm finished, I'm in retirement early, I'm going to purgatory, I'm going to wait it out, cross my fingers, and hope they bring me to sales heaven. Look, you're done if you don't train, okay? Now, I know you know this, you've heard it, I hate to tell you this. My boy Conor McGregor. My boy Conor McGregor. Okay, I went and saw him fight in New York. I went and saw him fight for one reason, because I saw him say, I'm not the best. This isn't about talent. It's because I'm obsessed. I out-train everyone else. I have to win so bad, I train. Look, if you're not training, that says something about your obsession or lack of obsession with winning. I want you to win. I know your wife or your husband, your spouse, your family members, your kids, your mom and dad want you to win at the next level, no matter what they tell you. Even if they tell you you're doing great, pat you on the back, you know the truth. You know the truth. The only way to win is to train. The only way to win is to read. The only way to win is to learn more, listen more, learn something new. Look, we're in a time like we've never been before. Technologies come and go faster than people do. Things are changing like this, whether it's video you're using or social media or Snap or short videos or videos that disappear or videos that stay or text messaging that you can create to push and market and brand yourself, called text messaging, which I've been using a lot. Look, the world's changing. And if you're saying to yourself, I'm too old to learn that, well then guess what? You're too old to learn that. If you can't learn anything new, just put, I'm ripe and I'm about to fall off the tree and nobody's going to want me. Look, man, you got to train every single day like your life depends on it. Train every single day. I am here today. I own these 4 companies that I own, the studio, my reputation, everything is because when I was 25 years old to when I was 30 years old, every single day, I trained watching video every day. I'd watch the video, I'd walk in, and then I would role play, and then we would do a sales meeting every single day.
Rule number 9, seek opportunities.
What were the lessons you learned, starting from essentially zero, having no money, no contacts, no relationships, no opportunities in a town that you went to for this show? What did you realize were the keys to actually making money, even if you didn't have any?
Well, as you see the show, you see that I actually never make any money, right? So the 2 girls, they actually they follow 3 of us, and the 2 girls went out and got a job in the first week. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong or my way's better or worse, but they are strategies. Okay, they're different strategies. I was not there to get a job or to earn money. I was there looking for one thing: opportunity. I never spent time looking for money ever the entire 90 days, okay? I'm not looking for money. I was actually looking for contracts through the contacts. I wasn't looking for money because I knew the evaluation of the company in the last segment. An evaluator will come in and determine what my company's worth, my new company, right, that I created. And at that point, I just need to validate to him, dude, my company's worth this based on that. The entire 90 days, I never touched the first 100 they gave me. And this was to prove to people, dude, you do not need money. Like, it's not true you need money. You do need contacts.
You need people. You need relationships.
You need people. You need the right people, though. The right people that are already in play, okay? Just because a guy's got money. I remember a billionaire friend of mine, he could buy a jet. And I said, hey, Bob, should I buy a jet? He said, you should, I shouldn't. Meaning, Grant should, and he's way wealthier than I am. He could have bought 40 of them. He's like, I don't have a place to go in mine. You could use yours every day. So you got to find somebody that's in place, somebody that not just has money, but somebody that wants to do more with their money. So you'll notice in the first 10 days, I don't spend any money.
I don't spend money on shelter, not on food, and not on water. Nothing. Then what I do is I end up accumulating assets. And it's unfortunate that the viewer doesn't see this. Within 5 days, I have 2 vehicles. One was given to me by Discovery, and the other one was a $40,000 Jeep that I basically used from Ryan, this guy I met, and told him, I'm gonna sell your Jeep, I'm gonna drive it around town and put 10 miles a day on it, and I'm gonna sell it. Well, that's a $43,000 asset. My truck was worth $4,000. I still had my $100. I lived in a $46,000 RV that I was trying to sell. So, what's the other thing I did? And I picked up $10,000 to do in a 15% partnership in the equity of the upside of this guy's company. So literally in 10 days, I was accumulating contacts that could get me equity. And the important part of that story is, man, go get you some equity. You know, Jay-Z talks about this. You're getting, you know, so many of you young brothers are getting an advance while I'm picking up the equity.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is have fun.
Okay, so what are we doing exactly?
So I have a face mask on,
And we're having Papa's been
watching us.
What is it called?
Being our Papa.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been like only him with us. And
so we're pulling a little prank on Mother. I've wrapped Scarlett's arm, the lower half of the arm. She probably won't find that funny, but we think it is. And so they decided to put makeup on me because Miss Scarlett's got the makeup of a 30-year-old, maybe 35-year-old.
True.
And, you know, you dads out there, you busy dads that are all trying to find the life balance thing. How do you make enough time for your kids? You know, the question is it really about time or is it about what you do with them? Because I tend to think it's more about what you do with them than, can we see your makeup? Are we going to try to do the same thing on you,
No, we're going to do something
Scarlett?
different. I did my own
Oh my gosh, you're going crazy, huh? Let's see how you're looking.
Sabrina helped me a little.
Is that what we're going to get?
I helped you because you were dying.
So guys, do you guys want more time with me or is it the things we do with the time we have? Which one's more important?
I want more time with you.
You do?
Personally.
Well, I feel like we're gonna have fun if we're together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what. I feel like
By the way, this is a fake broken arm.
But last night we watched a good movie. What was it?
it was called Soul.
Yeah, did you love it?
Yes,
It's a
I loved
Pixar
it.
movie.
It was super.
It's a Pixar and Disney.
Yeah. We're probably going to watch it again. It was such a good feeling movie. Jamie Foxx was a lead voice.
He was a jazz guy.
He was a jazzy.
Uh-oh, this is coming loose. So this is the prank that we're pulling on Mama.
It's not gonna run for long because I feel mean.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, that's good. Matches your makeup too.
What color should we do, Father?
Should I do your hand as well?
I don't
No,
think
you guys
so.
do whatever you want to
Do
do.
they usually do the hand?
Well, if you broke your hand, we would. If you broke your wrist, and then
I
I
don't
would have to
think I
like,
broke my hand.
I would cover it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So the question, Scarlett, that everybody wants to know is, how does a parent make time for the kids? And then, do you want more time, or is it things like this that you'll remember doing?
Close your eye. Close your eye.
Or will you even remember this?
I remember.
I'll remember.
I remember. I'm gonna do it to your eyebrow.
Can you see that I tucked it in a little? Is that visible?
And do I spend enough time with you guys? That's the question.
Okay, let me give you some answers.
Let's get it honest.
So
We're talking to the parents and the kids out there. First of all, is it hard being a kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it hard being a parent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one's harder? In your mind?
Probably. I'd say adult.
You think being the parent's harder than being the kid?
I guess being a parent's harder.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you just get inspired, you watch a video, you get motivated, amazing. the science says you have a 35% chance of actually doing something, actually following through. That, Believe Nation, is not enough. That is not you, not now, not anymore, not today. But when you get inspired and then you create a specific plan of action for what you're gonna do, that number jumps to 91% chance of you following through. And when you commit publicly to others, like leaving a comment in this video, it jumps to 95%. So the question of the day is your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below, and maybe next week I'll profile you.
I want to impose my own pressure on me. I don't want you to pressure me. I want to impose my own pressure. Can you show it to him? See? We'll give you that clip so you can pop it in there, right?
What's going on right now?
Yeah, that's from the bank. I brought it with me to the meeting. I'm like, look at this, man. And she's like, oh my God. So it's real, right?
Unbelievable.
So I want to impose a lot of pressure on me. I was 25, 26 years old when I remember a manager in a retail business that I was working in gave me a quota. If you've ever been given a quota by a manager, it's the last time anybody ever gave me a quota. I said, bro, you don't know my potential. I don't even know my potential. How can a manager know my potential? I said, no one will ever give me a quota ever again in my lifetime. And that was 40 years ago.
Which makes sense because I was just talking to Ann and I said, what did you learn from Grant? She said, have a target.
Always have a target.
She said, you asked her like, what is your target? And she's like, I don't know. And she said, she learned that from you. Then I asked her a target and she gave me her target.
Yeah, if you don't have a target, you won't hit it. You'll miss every time. You got to have a target. And the bigger the target and the more public it is. So what I did with her was she said it was $1 million. I said, you don't give me targets, I give me targets, 10 million. Okay, number 2, I don't need the 90 days. So I compress myself. Number 3, I make it public. I make it a big deal. Okay, because the more you make something public, Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. Yeah. Then he had to throw down. Conor McGregor does the same thing. Like he promotes and then he's got to deliver. You overcommit and then you over-deliver. Don't undercommit. Get loud, overcommit. You know,
overcommit, then over-deliver.
Yeah, because if you're a good person and you overcommit, you'll actually over-deliver. If you're a good person, if you're an ethical person, you'll always over-deliver.
Look, if you want to be in business for yourself and free, you must learn to dominate. You cannot compete. Okay? How many were trained this? Competition is a healthy thing. That message was not being delivered to entrepreneurs. That message was being delivered to consumers. There was somebody saying, look, the more oil companies we have, the better, because it's good for the customer, right? The more technology companies we have, it's not just Microsoft, the better for the customer. And inventions and improvements in products comes from competition. But if you're the one playing the game, you want to dominate the field. So look, here's the deal. I might be wrong in what I say, okay? I might be wrong in the things I do in my life and the business that I started. My family's told me not to start every business that I've been involved in, every one of them. Every one of them was a risk. Every one of them I had to take a chance. I remember my mom used to tell me, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm like, Mom, you wouldn't do anything. Well, you wouldn't do anything except be the mother, a great mother to 5 children. My mother wasn't an entrepreneur. She didn't have my dreams. Just because she's my mom doesn't mean she dreams like me. Would you agree? Okay? My mom was wrong about everything she told me not to do. Love my mom to death. Okay? Unbelievable friend of mine. She was wrong. I needed to do those things. Okay? Steve Jobs needed to build this phone. Would you agree? Did he help a lot of people? Did he make some money while he was doing it? $119 billion in 5 years. In the bank. Cash. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about done in the bank, sitting there. Okay? Brings a great product to the marketplace. Domination or competition? Total domination. Coca-Cola, competition or domination? Total domination, okay? Exxon, total domination. You see what I'm saying? You want to be in a dominating point, okay? So what we got to do is we got to get you thinking. We got to get you thinking like the dominators think. How do they act? How does Warren Buffett act? What does Warren Buffett do with his time all the time? Those are the people I study today. I don't study the people that I went to school with, the teachers I went to school with. I don't even study my own family members, okay? I'm looking for people that are way up here that I can say, hey, what are they doing? Because they're doing it right. Within any company I own, I have 4 and 5 flows in every company. I don't have one flow. I'm not going to depend on one product. Once I get those 4 streams coming in from one company, okay? For instance, at this company, it's an online project called Cardone University. Then there's speaking gigs. Then there's books. Then there's audios. There's MP3s. Those are flows coming in for one company. At some point, I'm like, okay, let's do a second deal. So I'm going to then have a company that runs parallel, like a skier, right? I don't want the skis crossing over. I want them to be parallel so that anything that maybe I can't do any longer in this company, maybe I'm going to outsource to a partner and build a second company. Then once these 2 are skiing along and happy, maybe I'm gonna go do a third company out here that I have a passion for that has nothing to do with these first 2. That is not diversification. That's multiple strong flows. And when I make a bet on this third company, dude, I want to take it. I want to take all the money from these first 2 flows, and I want to say, hey, if it's a good deal, go all in. If you're not sure, don't put any money in it at all, folks. My dreams are first every day, then my wife, then my kids. I can take care of my wife and my kids now. Would you agree? I abandoned this. This is the fuel for who I am. I abandoned this dream. And then I can't take care of them. And then I'm going to tell them what? It's all right that you didn't win. No, it's not all right if you don't win. You need to win. How many of you need to win more? Okay? If you don't control your environment, folks, somebody else is going to control your environment. You guys that run teams and run organizations, if you do not control your environment, someone else will control your environment. You are being controlled in your environment right now. CNBC, CNN, MSNBC, the parents, the kids, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Google, the Snapchats are your environment. Your friends and your relatives, your uncles, your aunts, the garbage dump called planet Earth that you live on is mostly broken people. If you don't control your environment, it starts with me. When I was 45 years old, I'm like, I'm going to control my environment. I'm going to take every penny I have, all the energy I have, all the resources I have, and I'm going to improve me. If I got to go broke in the process, because I'm already broke. Look, if you're not fulfilled if you're not reaching your full potential every day, you're broke right now. How many of your parents told you this? Don't get too much attention. Fly under the radar. Don't toot your own horn. Be seen and not heard. Dude, you don't get attention today, you have absolutely zero chance of being successful. Money follows attention. Period. End of story. You guys that don't have time for Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram, you're like, I ain't got time for all that. How many of you said that before? You're like, I ain't got time for all that. I'm busy being broke. I'm busy running my into the ground. I'm busy with a bunch of old lies and old ideas. I'm busy paying for my house note for the next 27 years, stuck in one place, and I can't move to jobs, right? I use every one of the news channels. If you'll see me on TV doing news one day, okay? I don't watch news. I make news. See the shift? You see the slight shift? Don't watch the news. Decide when you leave here today to make the news. Right? You don't read the newspaper, you write newspaper articles. You don't read books. Yeah, read them, but learn to write them. And you don't need to spend a lifetime writing the book. This was 3 hours. Okay, we sold 40,000 copies of this one book and it was self-published. It's never, ever, ever been in a bookstore. A guy writes me, says, man, you got misspelled words all in that book. I'm like, yeah, so what, where are they? 123, 128, 134, 165, 120. I'm like, yeah. And bad grammar too. I'm like, yeah, what's your point, dude? What's your point, man? Why you keep telling me that? He's like, because man, you got misspelled words in a book. It's a bestseller. Okay, so it ain't best written, okay? You know what, this word, just so nobody I don't want you to think that that's a cuss word. The word, look it up in the dictionary, means a complainer, a whiner, an excuse maker. I wear a little band on my pen here, on my wrist here, It's a little black band, and it says, champions dominate. And on the other side, don't be a little. That's right. Because I don't need it. I need to get rid of the whiners, the excuse makers. Oh my God, it's the market. It's the market. Oh my God, prices. Oh, inventory. Okay, 9 months ago, there's too much inventory. Now, too little inventory. Human beings have so many excuses, it's unbelievable. You know why? Because you watch the news too much. Because you've agreed to receive news, not make news. I hear a lot of guys saying right now, like, hey, only do the things you want to do. Dude, I do stuff I don't want to do every single day, okay? So I don't know who these people are that don't do the things they don't want to do. Maybe they were given a business or something, but I'm going to tell you something, man. If you don't do the things you don't want to do, you're not going to grow your business. You won't keep your business. I'm telling you, you have to be willing to do. You got to be so obsessed that you don't care. See, an obsessed person doesn't care if they have to clean a toilet. You know, an obsessed person doesn't care if they don't like that activity, but they have to do it. You're obsessed. You're in it. You do it anyway, no matter what. I remember my mom told me one day, she's like, you know, Grant, I love you just the way you are. Because I'm telling her about all these dreams I have as a child, right?
Yeah.
And I was reminded when my sister told me like 30 years later, you know, Grant, you've done a lot. We love you just the way you are. And I'm like, dude, I wonder how many times I've been told that. You know, wow. and the fact is, so what they love me just the way I am? I don't. I don't love me just the way I am, which opens up to this whole field of people that's like, just love yourself the way you are. Look, if you're broke, you're not living on purpose, you don't like your job, you can't get away from your job, dude. If you're stuck in a house you don't like, why would you want to love that? You should become obsessed with hating it, man. It's obsessed or average, one of the two. So just pick. Get a t-shirt, obsessed, or get another t-shirt, average.
Which one would you be more proud wearing, right?
yeah. Who do I want to be, man? Who do I want to be? How do I want to die, man? I want to die all in. Here's the deal. Guy just hit me on Snapchat and said, hey, man, I'm going for it because I only got one life to live. And I snapped him back and just said, hey, man, what if that one life thing isn't true, bro? And he's now he's wondering. He's like, what you mean, man? What you mean? I said, well, here's the deal, okay? I mean, you don't know and I don't know, right? I mean, maybe you don't know, and maybe I do. But here's the deal. I'm much more dangerous and much more of a risk taker and much more a go it all the way dude and less introverted when I'm not worried about the one life myth, okay? I'm thinking, hey, baby, what if I live forever, man? Then am I willing to take the risk? Am I willing to make the sales call? See, me living forever, the immortality concept, makes me way dangerous. Makes me sick dangerous. Makes me crazy dangerous, okay? It makes me want to go for it every single day because I don't have the ultimate to lose. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, check it out. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but I'll bet you're curious. What if you live forever? What if this is like the 1,000th time? What if you got 1,000 more runs at this deal? Well, then go for it. Bottom line is one life or many lives. Go for it today. Go for it in a big way and go for it like you're gonna live forever.
My journalism professor said, the money will come. Follow your heart, follow your passion, the money will come. That's what was told to me.
And he knew nothing about money, otherwise he wouldn't have been in his job.
You mean as a professor?
He should not have been giving you advice on money. He doesn't have any money. You got people...
But if his measurement of success is not money and it's
then why is he giving you advice on money? That's my point. My dad died when he was 52, okay? He made it in the middle class. My mom and my dad thought they had made it when the truth is the next week my mom had to sell the house he had bought so we could live. That is not making it, okay? You should not get your advice from people in the middle class about finances. They don't know anything about finances. Different places in life, I promise you, you're gonna find you don't know where to go. Everybody goes through this. The most successful people in the world wake up some mornings with no clue what to do today. Okay, so first thing I want you to know is that it's normal. It happens to everybody. It's not like you're a bad person or you're lost or you're depressed or you got some problem you need to take medication for. Everybody, regardless of their stature in life, where they are, regardless of their money, their relationship, their job, they run the joint, promise you no matter how much they present, like they look like they got the whole package put together, everybody has those days, and the sun is kicking today, has those days where they don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, you know? Uncertainty. My friend Dale Christensen told me when I was 25 years old, I was experiencing depression every day. He's like, no matter what, man, no matter what, dude, show up. Even if you have to bleed, show up. I've been doing that for 34 years now. Show up even when I don't want to, okay? And then what I try to do is I try to help one person. And what happened over the period of 34 years, I did that every day. I'm not depressed anymore, at least not for long periods of time. I don't use any kind of medication, don't use any kind of drugs, don't smoke weed, don't drink, excessively drink. I might have a drink once in a while. And got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, and for the most part, my life is wonderful. All I did was this. I don't overanalyze. Never do I label myself a loser, a quitter. I'm hard on myself. I never label myself OCD, ACD, ADD, OCDD, whatever, a depressant, alcoholic, a drug addict. No, I don't. This is what I do. I do things, okay? I show up, move in the direction. I don't overanalyze, move in the direction that I think could be more pro-survival than staying in one place. And number 3, help somebody. First thing you got to get right if you want to be in the sales game today is you got to get your financial literacy right. You got to get your money financial mindset right. You got to start thinking about taking your finances from the level you are to the level where you and your family deserve to be. Now, you know this is true. Okay, people that are not making enough money simply make sense of why they're not making enough money. Money's not going to make me happy. I'm fine where I am. I'm doing better than people that live in Afghanistan. Okay? Well, none of that makes sense if you have the potential to make more money. If you have a great product, a great company, and you know another call, another strategy, one more little maybe angle, something that you could persist with. If you know that you could be making more money and you aren't, let's get that fixed, okay? I wrote this little book called The Millionaire Booklet. This took me about 2 hours to write. This took me 30 years to put together, okay? This is the Playbook to Millions. We actually called it Playbook to Millions originally, and Google and Facebook wouldn't let me advertise it because they said, you can't promise to make people millionaires. I said, no, you can't. I can. I've made millionaires. And the first thing to becoming a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a hectamillionaire, or a billionaire, and I've spent time with enough billionaires now, is they have made decisions to get their money right, okay? Whether they're going public or selling a product, scaling out, they had to make a decision to get the money, the finance model of their household, their business, their product, or their IPO right? If they want to go to the market and become a public company. So number 1, get your money right. It's not about product knowledge first. It's not about sales knowledge first. It's not about sales process first. It's not about the follow-up first or writing the customer up first. It's not even about attitude first. It's about get your financial mental, get your money mental right, okay? Because if you're satisfied, if you're happy where you are financially, why would you sell anything else? Look, let's face it, you're on commission. You get paid to sell things. You get paid to close deals. You get paid to follow up only when it works. Okay, number 1, get your money mindset right. Had an idea, took it to the marketplace, learned how to pitch it, changed my environment, started hanging around winners. Where are the winners? They're on top of the hill, bro. They ain't at the bottom of the hill. They're not at the Holiday Inn, the Marriott, okay? They're not where my mama told me to go. My mama told me, save everything, save everything, save everything. And she told me that for one reason, because she didn't know how to make money. So what I've done, look, I'm 58 years old. just turned 59 actually. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life helping people figure out what I did, okay? Everybody should be able to do this. Everybody should have the opportunity to take their family, their kids, their wife, their husband, take them wherever they want to go, okay? Everybody. The truth is, everybody does have the opportunity. Most people just are not willing to read, study, learn. So now, if you are one of those people, here's a little warning to you. You gotta pick your mentors carefully. Okay? I tell Captain Ryan all the time, I'm like, Captain Ryan, you can't listen to everybody, dude. You can't study everybody. Those of you out there that are studying, you're opening up every Facebook feed, every Snapchat, looking at every YouTube video. You have to pick. You gotta pick. All right. See, these are good people, right? You gotta pick who you're gonna learn from. Okay, you got to pick who you're going to learn from. You have to be selective. If I'm somebody that you resonate with, study me. Okay, if I'm not the guy, then find somebody that's made it. Okay, not just money, but has time for their family, time for vacations, time for spirituality, time to take care of their physical condition, time to give back, time for charity, time to help the military out, those guys that are out there serving over there. Look, find somebody that matches your values and study that person deep. This is your target right here. You know, this is how big, that's what you should be going after. Because this guy, this point over here, might actually know him. You know, I want people in South Korea and North Korea to know me. I don't care if they're communists. Doesn't matter to me, dude. Kim Jong, Wong Kong, whatever, dude. I don't care. I don't. You know, I want all these particles. These are particles. These are people, right? They're like, I want them all to know my name. Because if they all know my name, dude, and they send a vibration to that guy, I got it. People don't know you, they don't buy from you. Okay, there's an old saying that if people got to like you to buy from you. It's not true. People have to know you, though. They don't know you, they won't trust you. The more they hear your name, the more this one point right here hears this name, oh, I think I can trust that name. When I grew up, I thought I needed to market here. This was my market. It was a mistake, man. My market should have been out here. That means you need money, though, because a lot of this marketing is going to be wasted. You know? And it takes a lot of energy, man. So you need your team you need your team. For me to market to this one guy is one energy level. For me to market to all these people every day, okay? You got to remember, these people are in a different time zone than these people. So I get 8 hours of sleep, the other 16 hours a day, dude. It's hammer down. Maybe with a 10-minute nap. It's hammer down. That means I need my wife and my kids on with me, on board all the time. 16 hours I need to hit. And early on, I didn't have that because I didn't have the girlfriends. You know, he knows to come in with the camera, right? Those guys over there know to light up. You got to get your team right, because that's what you're taking on. You're not taking on this guy. See, this is what everybody goes into business thing. Like, I'm gonna get my business plan, but look, the business plan is this. It's on this, right? Dude, this is what your business plan is. You know, you need energy. You need energy to go to these places. So I don't need a girlfriend saying, "Oh, come, let's cuddle." Dude, I ain't got time to cuddle. I'm trying to do this thing, okay? Why don't you help me do this thing, and then we got some time to cuddle. You know? So, really, really important to get everybody on the same page. I remember my dad died when I was 10 years old. He didn't have a problem with work. He said work is good. He said more work is better. He said lots of work is even better than that. And if you could get a whole bunch of people working together, you could actually accomplish something. Now, fast forward, to somewhere in the last 20 years, work became an addiction. Like, oh my God, you're a work addict, you're a compulsive work person, you're overachiever, you have problems in your life. I'm like, dude, the only problem I got in my life is that you telling me work is a bad thing. The more I work, the better I am. The more I get accomplished, the happier I am. The more I work and the more I accomplish, the better I feel about myself. I'm not trying to fill up a hole. I'm trying to reach my potential. Check this out. 22 out of 28 million small businesses in America have no employees. 0 employees. What kind of business is that, man? I am the master and the slave. I am the prisoner, the warden, the jailhouse, the system. Dude, you're stuck. That's not a business. You cannot do the solopreneur thing even though you see some guy on Instagram rolling out with a Lambo. Okay? That's not a business. A business is people in a company. Anybody know any major successful person that didn't have a bunch of employees? Anybody here know any great company that had 1 employee, 1 flow of income, that didn't use debt? Okay? Caterpillar, debt. Coca-Cola, debt. Ford Motor Company, debt. They had to use debt. You got to use debt to expand. You can't stay small and expect the world to know you. It's impossible.
For me, success is freedom. Like, at the end of the day, I want freedom. Money's great, but money just gets us freedom, right? So I see a lot of my peers. In fact, a friend that I was doing business with a couple years ago, he said to me, he's like, Grant, you're the guy I know. This guy's extremely wealthy, worth multi-billions of dollars. He says, you, my friend, are the freest guy I know. I said, what do you mean by that? It just came out of nowhere. You say what you, we'd spent a lot of time together, and he's like, I've been with you now for about a month and a half. You say what you want, you do what you want. You know there's gonna be consequences. It's clear that you're consciously aware that you're saying something that's gonna affect somebody. He's like, you're not stupid. You know what you're doing. I see you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. He didn't even know what most of these was. He says, I see you say what you want as often as you want, willing to make mistakes. She sees it too, right? So she knows that we go into environments, and she's gotten even used to the fact that I'm gonna have my opinion. I'm gonna go research things that other people might find controversial. I'm gonna dig into things that people are like saying no about.
You will cross the line.
So for me, it's about freedom. It's about, can I go where I want? Can I do business with who I want? This is what I've always wanted in my life. I want to go where I want. I don't want to be fixed in one spot. I want to be able to move.
My first 10 years of my life, I remember being on one plane with my mom, my dad, and my brothers and sisters. We went on one trip in 10 years. Before that, I never been on a trip. We sat in coach, and we flew to Los Angeles, and we went to Disneyland. Okay, and every time we looked at something, everything was too expensive. So, and I was tripping out. All I knew was the people that had the money had the control. They decided when we went to the Mickey Mouse pancake shop, what rides we could be on. And you know, fast forward to today, you know, I don't stand in line when I go to Disneyland. I'm like, hey, what do I have to pay so I don't have to stand in line? My dad could have probably done that too, but he didn't go to the next level. And for him, for my parents, you know, you made money, you saved money, you protected money. And that was good, but it's not the only solution. My dad stopped. My dad stopped at save the money and let's go on a trip. You know, rather than, hey, you know what? Let's keep building. Let's keep growing. Let's be obsessed with something monster, not just enough. And because my dad was satisfied with enough, he died at 52. I know maybe he'd have died at 52 the other way too. But when you scale out, dude, you can actually live longer because you're not doing all the work anymore. What do you not know about money? You need to ask yourself that. What is it you don't know about money? You live on a planet that has endless amounts of paper. You have plenty of sticky notepads. Everybody agree with that? I mean, how many of you are short on legal pads? Or sticky notes? Or ear swabs? Or cotton swabs? You're not short on any of that stuff. Everybody has plenty of that stuff, except maybe the people in Puerto Rico. That, by the way, that's a good example of what can happen to good people. Bad things happen to good people. And money solves some of those bad things from happening to them. Would you agree? Okay, now if you didn't leave Puerto Rico and you knew a Cat 5 storm was coming, or Irma was coming to Florida, or Harvey was coming to Houston, right? Or you live in Los Angeles and you know there's earthquakes, and you don't have a plan, what is it you don't know? Like you're not stupid, you're not dumb, and you're not lazy. You're a bunch of entrepreneurs in a room that want to do something big. You would not come to this conference if you did not want to scale your business. The question was asked the other night, why do you want to scale? You all have to scale. You have to scale for this one reason right here. You need money. You need money, okay? Why do I need money? What don't I know about money? Why are people struggling with money? You should ask yourself these questions. Why are you coming up short on money? Is it what you know or what you don't know? How many of you know this saying, knowledge is? Okay. How many of you agree with that? How many of you agree knowledge is power? So look, if you don't have money and you have knowledge, maybe you have the wrong knowledge. Could the wrong knowledge be power over you? Right? See what I'm saying? So, like when you set your business up, how many of you set your business up? You know about the average entrepreneur, solopreneur makes about $42,000 a year, and the average American makes 58. This guy left a job to make less money so he could say, hey, I work for myself. Me and Gary Vaynerchuk had this conversation. He's like, look, somebody's better off making 42 for themselves than making 42 for somebody else. I said, dude, ain't nobody better off making 42. Okay? See, this is what you need to understand. The first thing you gotta decide. Now, Sean says he doesn't chase a number. I'm chasing a number. Why would you have a target on everything in life and not have one on money? Every athlete has a target. Right? Every professional has a target. Every department in every company, every division I have has a target. No target means what? What is your target, right? If I have no target, I'm successful. I will hit the zero target. A guy's homeless out there. Hey, begging for food. Can you give me some food? Can you give me some food? I give him food. He's like, no, I don't really want the food. I really want the... Dude, just say it on the sign, bro. Give me 100. Just change the ask. But you got to have a target. You got to have a target. Some of you in the room, they're like, hey, I can see you at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, right? And the customer says to you, I'll see you at 4 o'clock on Tuesday too. Let me look at my calendar. Like you're so busy. Dude, that is so old. That is so old. And it's dishonest. It's dishonest, man. You want to see me Tuesday, 4 o'clock? I give you Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Agree to it. Done. Done. I'll call you if something changes. If there's an earthquake between now and next Tuesday morning, there's a massive earthquake and I can't be there. You think everybody will understand it? Commit first, figure the rest out later. Close the deal right now. Fill your calendar up. Your calendar's got the devil all over it. White space on a calendar and you will meet the devil. You don't need to die, okay? You go 2 or 3 days without anything going on, how many of you start having doubts? You're in. Hey, work to your potential, not your quota. If you want to stay really motivated, if you want to answer the question to why people that have already made it keep pushing, it is because they don't operate on quotas, they operate off potential. They're driven to reach their potential. This is also tied to their ethical obligation. They know what they're capable of. Nobody can tell you what you're capable of. You're the only one that knows, okay? So work to your potential, not your quota. Quotas are numbers. Who made them up? Some guy says, okay, your quota is blah, blah, okay? Based on what? How did he come up with that quota? He only picked that quota, that number, because he thinks it's significant or compared to other people maybe in your industry. Look, don't operate on quotas. You want them, clearly you want them, but you want to be driven to reach your potential, not just some number, some mechanics. Hey, my potential, I know. Nobody else knows it. I know what it is. You know yours. Work to your potential, not just a quota, and I promise you, you will be on fire day and night. The biggest struggle, man, was just getting around other people that would say I could do it. I mean, that's the biggest struggle. Just you get around one guy says, yeah, you can do it. And then you talk to him tomorrow and he's like, no, dude, you can't do this. You know, there's so few people telling you to do it. You know what there is a lot of? Save your money, protect yourself, conserve, don't spend, don't take risk. Taking risk is the new way to be risk adverse. So the biggest struggle for me was my family, man. The people closest to me was the biggest struggle. Every time I went out to do another deal, everybody told me, you don't need to do that, man. The only person that was encouraging me was my twin brother, because I would see how he was doing it. Dude, he was making his swings. And so every time I'd get around other people, so I'll tell you a little trick I did. On weekends, I would always go see homes I couldn't afford. That has always inspired me. I would go drive neighborhoods. Literally, I've done this my entire life until I finally got to the point where they wouldn't even let me in the neighborhood. There's neighborhoods in Miami, dude, you can't even go see. They won't even let you in the gates. Most of them you can get in if you know some of my tricks. So the point that Shovita's writing on the board right now is you got fuel in your tank. It wants to be accelerated on, and then you got somebody in the back seat saying, hey, be careful. Nobody likes a backseat driver, okay? So they're sitting there, they're putting mental pressure on the brakes when you're trying to accelerate.
You got to get up, you got to get out. The amount of time you spend outside your proximity or location where you sleep gives you a better chance of being successful. So get up, get out. Go meet the world head on, folks, no matter how bad it is. Okay, you got reputation problems. You got I feel bad problems. You got friend problems, you got money problems, whatever the problems are. Okay? Try this. Just get up and get out and go meet the world head on. Go meet whatever it is, okay? You got to make up to somebody. You got to apologize for something you've done. You got to make up the damage of years of neglect and maybe betrayal. And look, I've done all that. I've had all those things where I screwed up over and over and over again. My reputation sucked. I was between the ages of 15 and 25 years old. It was like I was doing everything I could just to damage my reputation. Okay, if it made me look bad, I did it. So here today, I'm gonna spend 10 days, 14 days, something like that, up here with that view. You can fix anything. I'm proof that you can fix anything. Anything can be fixed. Anything can be fixed, but you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. You can't just sweep it under the old rug. You gotta fix it. You gotta clean up the damage. You gotta pay the price, clean up your debts, do what you say you're gonna do, become the most dependable person in your space, become the go-to person. Oh, I can put that person on stage and know exactly what they're gonna get for me. I can put that person in the game and I know what play they're gonna run. I can put that person on the floor and I know they're gonna get it done. Be the go-to person. Okay, you don't need to be funny. You don't need to be entertaining all the time. You don't need to be the person they're talking about. You need to be the go-to person, folks. This is the secret of the successful people. This is what I've committed my life to doing. I told my mom when I was 16 years old, one day I'm gonna be successful. One day I'm gonna be successful, and one day I'm gonna help a lot of people. I always say this, pay the price today so you can pay any price in the future. Pay the price now, okay? Pay the price. My buddies were traveling, seeing the world, and I didn't have any of those experiences. I've had people tell me, hey, you market too much, you market too aggressively, take me off your list. My office tells me we hit the list too much. I'm like, what's the list for? Hit the list. That's what it's for. There's 8 billion people on planet Earth. Look, I've been ridiculed by my peers, by customers, and by competition. I've been judged for working too much, wanting too much, being too colorful, being inappropriate, insensitive, and too out there. I'm trying to figure it out. I've been threatened, I've been sued, I've been betrayed by friends, I've been ripped off, and I've been copied. 30 years, 18-hour days. Not 8-hour days, not 10-hour days, not 12-hour days, 18-hour days. It's been 30 years. 30 years. It's probably gonna be 30 years for you too.
doubt, uncertainty, insecurities, rejection, disappointment, judgment. It's going to be 30 years of it. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price? If anybody thinks you're going to be successful without paying that price, you're wrong.
Single biggest mistake I've made in my career was not spending money. It's what put me in a position to be able to buy real estate, because I had money, but I had to buy the real estate. I had to use the money. Brad Lee made a comment the other day about money. Money is not to be saved and hoarded. Like it's no good if you don't use it. This is the problem with Bitcoin. When do I transact with it, right? I'm sitting on $1 million worth of Bitcoin right now. I can't get rid of it fast enough. I can't go buy stuff with it. So until that situation is resolved, right? It's why people don't hoard gold anymore. You don't keep gold because you can't exchange it. Money is to be used. For those of you out there that are like complaining about the cost of anything, the truth is that's what that money's for. The only purpose money has is to be used. And I was scared that I couldn't produce more money. So every time I spent money, I complained about it. Today, I'm like, that's the biggest mistake I ever made. Should have been spending more money. It wouldn't have taken me 30 years. In the first 5 years, I should have borrowed money I didn't have, and I should have spent money that I did have, and I should have gone into debt to do it, to get my brand out there, to get it known. The mattress guy in your town did it. The car guy in your town did it. Whoever spent the most money, whoever put it all out there all the time, every day, on every TV, radio, and the internet, wins the battle. It's not the prettiest guy, okay? It's not. It's the guy that out-advertises you, that outspends you. It takes courage to make money.
Hey, a quick note out to all of you out there that believe that an open mind is important, which, by the way, I agree with you. I agree an open mind's important. You know the old saying, the mind is like a parachute. It won't work if it's open. But I want you to add one piece to that. If that parachute is wide open, you're falling straight to the ground. You understand what I'm saying? If it doesn't open, if the mind doesn't open, you're in trouble. If it opens too wide, you're a dead man bouncing or a dead woman bouncing. My point to you is this, okay? Most people do actually have an open mind. The problem is many people, they have a mind that's wide open with no filters, no gates, no protection. You listen to everyone. You listen to everyone on Facebook, everyone on Instagram. You listen to your uncle, your aunt, your mom, your dad. When the mind's too open, you get too much data and you go into confusion.
If you want 10 more amazing rules from Grant Cardone, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
My life changed when I gave stuff up. When I was 25 and I gave drugs up, I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then you give up your friends.
Right.
Because when you start changing, they're gonna go.
People don't like it.